Don Lewis, and welcome to Living the Wiccan Life. In tonight's episode, I'm very pleased to bring you two more interviews from the Pagan Spirit Gathering held earlier this year. Our first interview is with Peter Dybing, National First Officer of the Covenant of the Goddess. I do want to point out, however, that these interviews were done live at the Pagan Spirit Gathering in the middle of the event with many things going on, so in the background you'll hear people, you'll hear drumming, you'll hear a great deal of ambient noise. I think that you will still be able to enjoy the interview, but I will ask you to be patient, particularly with the drumming, which continues throughout. But you know, when you're at a live festival dealing with busy people, you have to get the interview when you can. So I'm sure you'll enjoy the interview, and here we go.
Hi, I'm Peter Dybing. I'm the National First Officer of the Covenant of the Goddess, and I'm having a great time at PSG 2011.
Very cool. What do you like about this festival?
What I like most about this festival is the diversity in belief systems and people coming from all the different organizations and being able to sit down and talk and really get to know the human beings behind some of the personalities in paganism today. It's nice to have that personal connection.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Professionally?
Any way you want to go.
Okay. In the pagan community, I'm in service of the Covenant of the Goddess for this year, which means I herd cats. And occasionally it's like herding cats after adding a pit bull. But I enjoyed very much, and I've been working a lot on pagan unity and bringing pagan organizations together to work together for the greater good. And we've seen a couple of examples in the last couple of years with the Pinnacle Quest and with the Japan Disaster Relief Project of pagans from all paths, whether they're fairy or witch school or reclaiming or COG, coming together and working on those things we have in common. I'm very encouraged by that.
What would you like to see for the future?
You know, what I'd really like to see for the future is for us to realize who we are. And that is that we are a huge movement of people. We are a huge base of ethics that lead people to lead lives that are important. And to really focus on our commonalities and what we have in common. Yes, we each have our own way of worship, our own way of ritual. But we also believe some things in common that are important for humanity. And we can be an example for humanity. My friend Patrick McCollum is a great example of that. I'd love to see more Patricks in the world.
What would you recommend to individual people who want to build toward that future? What can they do?
You know, that kind of goes to what's happening in pagan leadership right now, and there's a new trend. For a long time, it was all about somebody needed to be a spiritual leader to be a pagan leader. And now you see people like myself, who's a logistician and an organizer, people like Iris Firemoon with Firefly House, people coming forward with other skills that can build community and bring us all together. And that's an exciting development because our religious leaders don't need to worry about where to put the porta potties at festivals. Our religious leaders don't need to worry about the building of the digital image of organizations online. We can have leaders of all different stripes, and it's an encouraging sign. It's a sign of the maturation of the community.
So if people wanted to learn more about you and the things that you're doing, where would they go?
You can go to my blog at paganinparadise at blogspot.com. Be aware, I'm a firefighter, and there's things about fires that I go to and things about paganism. It's just kind of a review of my life. I don't claim to be a member of the press. If you're looking for perfect English, you will be disappointed. But I do try to put insights into things I really believe and the things I feel there. So it's a good spot.
What is the next big thing in your life coming up?
The next big thing in my life coming up is I will be sitting at the front table of Merry Meet for Covenant of the Goddess, which is a consensus process meeting that lasts for 2 entire days of every single person who belongs to the Covenant having to agree on every item we do, which is a sometimes maddening process, but a beautiful process. And you can see the magical energy behind dozens and dozens of covens and solitaries coming together, united behind any idea. It's amazing to see it happen.
I hope you enjoyed our interview with Peter Dybing, and I think that Peter is one of the more fascinating figures in the contemporary pagan movement, and he certainly is working really hard to build a better pagan future. In part 2 of our episode, I'll bring you my interview with Sandy Russell of Pagan Unity in Elgin, Illinois.